Welcome to another episode, long awaited. It's been a while since Jesse's been in the studio of the Married Game Podcast. We are the voice you trust when it comes to lust. We are who you hire when she lacks desire. What's up? You got your mermaid vibes today?
Yeah, I took the week off for my birthday.
Yeah, you did.
I said, you know what? I'm out.
And how was your birthday?
It was lovely.
It was. You felt important? You felt special?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. That's great. But you had a really good time on, was it Saturday?
I had a really good time at all of my things.
Yeah, you did. But we had a good time. We went out and went dancing. And I was in a particular mode of just listening.
I like when you're in that mode.
Yeah. Well, I learned a lot. I actually learned a lot about you and who you are. And I was like, wow, this chick's really smart.
Thank you. When you listen, I can shine, right?
Yeah, you. I felt like your birthday thing, like you really did get to shine.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
I think because we went a little early, had drinks, and I just got to talk before we got all dancey. You know?
Yeah, and Sarge is such a good listener too.
Yeah, he is, and he asked the right questions.
Yeah, he's a really active listener.
Yeah,
which for all you guys listening, be an active listener. It really seems to make the wives happy.
To say all that is how we came up with what we're going to talk about now, because I was already thinking about it before when you and I have been, at each other a little bit. And I was like thinking why or what comes of this, and what had came out when we were all talking at my birthday. I guess basically when people fight, and us, I'm just going to speak from us.
Okay.
When we fight now that we're at this stage, and we've talked about it, it's like getting nitpicky, right? And this nitpicky then leads to, like, I'm an older woman now and I'm changing, and things that I would have taken a long time ago, I won't take now. Or learning, expanding, growing, expectations, standards, all these things. I'm new. I'm a new person. I have new things about me that we have to learn. And together you have the same things. And this is around this age where that's why a lot of people get divorced, is they're like, you weren't that person before. And well, thank God. And I want to be different. I want to learn new things. So the person I am today, you're going to have to get to know, and vice versa. So at this stage, like I said, a lot of people get divorced because it's hard and it's messy and we're fighting a lot and we're pushing up against these boundaries now that I used to like say, oh, I'm just going to let that go. Well, I'm not letting it go now. And when you get past that, and when you can grow from that and you stick it out and learn each other, you're going to have a better relationship. But it's really hard. And what you were saying, something like you're at the edge and you jump off. You're like, you going to follow me? And you're like, well, fuck, I'm at the edge, So it's really messy.
Living on the edge. Yeah. You're 100% right about it. How I would kind of describe what you just described, I thought so well, was let's give them a context.
Yeah.
Okay, so the context is you and I, we've had a couple of really good conversations. People would probably call them arguments, and they wouldn't be wrong.
Sure.
But they're more of a, well, we were going to meet with the wizard.
Yeah, we have been.
And we meet with the wizard every week, but we kind of did like a, I don't know if it was an emergency session, but it was like, hey, let's dial this in on this thing that we're experiencing. And his mom had a stroke.
Yeah.
And so he's calling us like literally 10 or 15 minutes before our session. We're here, we're ready to go. We're not talking.
Yeah, we're ready to jump in.
We're going to talk to our coach and we're going to figure this out.
I'm writing some shit down.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to get it.
Exactly,
like that.
Yeah.
That's how felt the tension too. Is
for
awful.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
sad for his mom, so.
But you and I, we sat there and go, well, let's discuss the things we think we can discuss, and we'll just leave the other shit until we can discuss it with him. And what came out of our mouth right now is kind of this concept, which I think might be one of the deeper concepts we've actually uncovered. And I really love that our relationship does this, even though I'll be honest with you, I don't like the roller coaster ride.
Neither do I.
But we don't get to choose if it's a roller coaster ride. It's a fucking roller coaster ride. Every relationship is. And here was the concept. Like you had described, I'm going to say just a little bit differently, and that was, we're discovering a new identity individually.
Yep.
My desire to grow exponentially in our wealth and in our business has caused me to look at certain ways of our life and go, that's not acceptable anymore. I got to go this way. And that can come off actually kind of negative.
100%. That's one of the things I was writing down in my things about you.
Yeah, but there's no other way to do that with, like, if the current standard is not the standard anymore, then that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's why it's messy.
So you're gonna look at it and go, fuck that standard.
Yeah.
I gotta go to this standard. Well, when you're doing that on multiple layers and multiple levels of your life as an individual, and then you're doing it as an individual and I'm doing it as an individual, it's a new identity in your brain of how you see yourself and what you will put up with and what you won't put up with. The bang coming up. When both people are doing it at the same time, it's like, who the fuck are you? Or who do you think you are? Or why are you acting this way? And so it's almost jarring to both people. Mm-hmm. And it's frustrating.
Yeah, man.
But yet I'm your biggest fan, rooting for you to become this new person, because I know this is who you want to become. And I want to become this person. And so sometimes these standards like clash. Mm-hmm. Or the new identity is kind of like, hey, this is who I am. You kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Yeah. And that's where it gets messy. And that's where the headbutting and the I can't hear you and this is crazy and who are you? To come out the other side is that's what we're working on. Like, we're in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. And it takes, like, I want to give them tips, like conversations, a third party person present, because I can't hear you half the time when you're coming at me all crazy. And then it's messy. Yeah, it's just messy.
Every one of my good relationships is messy.
Yeah.
For one reason. We hold space for each other to get messy. Mm-hmm. I do this with my best friend a lot, Garrett. So I'm actually used to a level of truth back and forth that's unlike anything I've ever experienced. So I actually come at you sometimes with a level of truth that you're not super excited about.
And a level of tone with it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come off so nice.
Yeah, but when you're in a sloppy, messy relationship with a guy like me and Garrett, like we talk, it doesn't matter about the tone.
It'd be much easier if you were fucking him, right? That's what it sounds like.
Well, no, I'm just saying that the communication level between somebody who's really, 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 really honest.
That's because he doesn't have to come home to you is the thing.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying his ability to handle truth is very different than yours.
He has a pee-pee.
Yeah. But, and he's a lover of truth. That's the truth.
He also has a pee-pee, so it's different. And you're not married to him, so it's different.
100%.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't. I wish you loved truth as much as he did.
Yeah.
And I wish you could hear it as well as he does.
It's funny you say that because I do. It's just how or when you choose to say those things in that moment.
Yeah, but truth doesn't care. So that's the thing. I'm just saying you're different, and that's fine.
No, I know. And I'm just saying why I respond that way.
Like when you're dealing with truth, you don't think, when should I say it? How should I say it? It's just...
Oh, no, I do think that.
No, I know you do.
I definitely think that.
But I wish you didn't.
I know.
Because then we could just be like, hey, here's the truth.
Yeah.
I know that's going to offend you, and I know that's going to hurt your feelings.
But then I'd be Garrett if that was the case.
Or we would be able to get to the truth.
I know.
Like this is a struggle for you and I.
No, I know.
Because I don't think you actually love truth.
No, I do. I definitely do.
But you have to hear it the right way. It has to be the right thing. Everything has to be perfect. And I think that's bullshit.
I know.
I don't like that about you.
I know. For sure, I know that.
And I am a lover of truth that says, and I've proven it over and over and over again, I'm exposed to whatever the truth is, I'm willing to deal with it. And a lot of times it's very fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I don't like being embarrassed, but I've learned that embarrassment actually is the road to get to what I want. I don't feel like you like to be embarrassed.
Want to hear another level of truth then about you? You can't just tell you whenever. You have to be in the right headspace also to hear it. So that's why I have to think of that. So I'm like, what is the best time he's going to receive this?
Yeah.
And receive it well, because I'm coming from love. I'm not coming from negativity.
It doesn't come across that way, though.
I know. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's where we end up butting heads.
Yeah.
But the way, how I think, I'm your teammate, and I am coming from a loving space to help our ecosystem stay perfectly balanced. And I know you don't receive it well, but it's never like I'm against you or I want to put you in your place or show you like you're in trouble, I'm punishing you. I never ever feel that way. I only try to speak from love. And I try to think about what kind of headspace you're in or what kind of day you had. And I like that about myself. You said you didn't, but I like that about myself, that I do that for you, because sometimes you'll receive it better if I feel like, oh, he's in a better headspace. Let's talk about it now.
Yeah. And I think that's tactical, and I think it's strategic, and I think it's good. And you have to read the room, and you got to know when's a good time to talk about this.
I love that one.
The hardest thing about that, though, is if I feel I'm a level of standard of truth that I'm willing to accept and you're not, your credibility goes to nothing. So it's hard to hear you, because I go, this isn't a person who's willing to subject himself to the same level of truth I am. And so if they want to bring truth to me, but they don't live by the standard, I can't hear it.
But maybe if you try to mimic me so I can hear it better and teach me and show me and open my eyes the way I try to do for you, or how I would want it. So if I'm in a good headspace or not coming with this negative energy, maybe if you had talked to me like that about something, like not in the heat of the moment, then I would receive it better. And being a better leader, you're trying to show me what I'm blind to, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to explain to you or teach you how to talk to me about certain things.
Yeah, it's just tough, man.
That's the relationships. That's
Dude,
why we do what we do.
No shit.
And I like.
And it's so hard to fucking navigate.
Oh my God.
That
It's
this
so
is why
hard.
people divorce.
This is
they
why
go,
even
fuck
us
you.
fight
Yeah.
a lot to try to level up, to try to be
These
better.
people are probably sensing the energy right now, like,
Well,
wow, these motherfuckers are being honest.
Oh, we're in it. We are in it right
We
now.
100% are in it.
Yeah.
And this is what was our extra, this is what we came to the conclusion of. The conclusion is, this is why we have to have so much extra grace for each other.
Yes.
Even like right now at the table.
Yes.
Going, okay, hold on.
Always grace.
But it's got to be always.
You have to.
And I can tell you one thing I sense from you that is like really cool, even in the midst of this. Yeah, I'll give you a compliment.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Even though sometimes you're not credible enough to tell me the truth, because I don't think you actually love it. That's your opinion? No, that's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. My perception is she doesn't accept truth. Yeah. So when she wants to give it to me but won't hear it back, kind of hard to hear it. But even in the midst of that, and like I build up like a cold shoulder to you, and I'm just like...
And same, I do too.
Yeah. But even in the midst of all that, I still feel like she wants what's best for us. Like, I know that even though I think some of your actions are not the right ones, and they frustrate me, I just go,
I'm human.
No, I know she's doing this she's trying her best. And that's all you can really ask for somebody. Exactly. Is like, are they trying their best? And I think my frustration, even though I get frustrated about things and I go, nah, she doesn't get it, I go, she's trying.
Yeah.
Like the effort is, I want this to be better. And that's where I think most guys lose heart is if they experience some of this behavior, but they don't think that there's energy behind it.
Yeah.
Do you always think that I'm wanting the best for the team?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think you, and one of your blind spots is that you're not intentional, and you're, what does our wizard say? Like your hamster brain. So you're so focused on something else, where then it feels neglectful. But I don't think you do that on purpose. Yeah. So I never feel like you do that on purpose. I'm just like, shit, hey, hello.
Yeah.
Over here. Situation.
One thing, because I want to give them practical tips rather than just have them hear us like kind of argue with each other.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do in the beginning, but I was so messy because we're still like all up in it with the frustration.
Well, a couple of things I want to point out. First of all, number one, I think I used to think that the absence of fighting meant we had a good marriage, and I realize that's not true.
That is so good.
Because like the closer the craziest thing is the closer you get, sometimes the farther you feel apart.
Yes.
And here's why we're going through this new identity. You and I are very, very clear that we are determined to speak about what we want. I mean, if I can't tell you what I want, who the fuck can I tell? And sometimes when one asks for something that the other one wants, if that's handled in a wrong way, the other person can get really fucking butthurt. So, like, let's give an example. This is hypothetical, but it will apply. You'll think of 50 situations where this is true, and the person listening will think about 50 situations this is true. So if I go, hey, I'm not feeling really heard or seen or accepted, or I like to. This is the word I like. I like to be seen, safe, and celebrated. Okay. I think everybody wants to be seen. They want to feel safe, and they want to be celebrated. If you tell me, Keith, I'm not feeling this way, my natural response is, well, that's pretty fucking stupid, because here's all the evidence of why you are seen, safe, and celebrated. Dumb. Why do you not see this?
So
your natural of course, because I've got all this proof. You same. If I go, hey, I'm not this, and I'm not feeling seen, safe, or celebrated, your initial reaction is, how do you not feel that way?
Yeah, like, I've done this, that,
And you got all your proof. That doesn't actually help anybody.
Right.
And we've both done this in this last week.
Right.
Where we're like, how stupid are you that you do not feel this way? Because everything points to this. And at a level, we're both right.
Right.
But when you're striving for excellence, which is what you and I both claim to want, and I believe we actually both do want it.
We do want it.
We both do want it.
Yeah.
The practical tip in that moment, no matter what you're feeling, if you say this, it will instantly help the person that you're trying to help, that you're not helping.
Let's hear it.
If you say, like yesterday, hey, I'm not feeling heard, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, that's crazy. Or when we were in Colorado, I'm like, I'm not feeling heard. And for some reason, you thought I was crazy.
Sure.
What we actually want in the moment is this. Oh man, I'm sorry, Jesse. I want you to feel seen, safe, and heard. Help me make you feel that way right now. That's what you want to hear, because that's what anybody want to hear. That's what I'd want to hear. I want you to be like, wait, you just told me you're not heard. So I can argue and tell you are heard, but the person's there like, I literally just told you I don't feel heard. And you defending yourself makes me feel like more that you clearly didn't hear me.
Yeah.
I think what the person really wants to hear in that moment is, shit, my bad. My job is to make you feel seen and safe and heard, and you're literally telling me you're not. What could I do right now, in this moment, to make you feel seen, safe, and celebrated, heard?
You know, it'd be good too.
That's what they actually want. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I totally agree. But you know, it'd be good too is if that you asked questions about specifically what that person just said, right? Like, oh, wow.
We're both not that great at this. That's why I'm giggling, because I'm like, dude, this isn't even like fucking, we're great examples of this.
No, it's because we get emotional and then we have like, we're angry about it. And then it was like, how dare you say that? And then
because our identity is that we're both good at this.
Yeah.
And we might not be.
And it's crazy. I need everyone to know sometimes. This is crazy to me when you say it, and I have never told you this, but when you're like, you're a bad communicator, I'm like, oh no, I'm not, but I am in the moment because I'm frustrated, I'm emotional, and then I clam up and retreat. Mm-hmm. But overall, if we talk calmly, like how we are now, even though we have emotions behind it, if this would happen at home, guys,
yeah,
I can communicate better to you, and then I feel more heard, and then you hear me better. What I was going to say is what I would like you to do, or people, is to ask questions about what I just said. Yeah. Or if I were to ask questions about that time we fought in Colorado, right? If I asked you questions about, oh, why do you feel that way? Why would you want this or that, whatever, wouldn't you feel heard?
I was all I was asking
That's
for.
what I'm saying. So instead of saying, because you're a man, you come from a man, you want to fix it. What can I do to make you feel this way?
Yeah.
It's just be that person I'm talking to. When I stop talking, you ask questions about whatever I had just said.
Yeah.
That would make me feel heard.
Or let's say simpler, because these guys might be saying, well, what fucking questions?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can't, we'll tell you the questions because we both know them. Mm-hmm. But if you forget the question, you clam up. What's the ripcord that goes, all right, this is the safety chute. I know I can't fuck up with this. Because, let's keep it down, as basic as we possibly can. And it would be this. Okay, I'm hearing you say, did I get that? I'm hearing you say that you want this, or you feel this, or you're frustrated by that. Did I get that right?
Yes.
That would be the because
that's so good.
That should be the first line anyway, because if you're not hearing them right, then you're going to ask questions that are like stupid.
Well, yeah. But you're trying to understand what that person's saying, and sometimes you can't hear them.
But like, so let's go back to Colorado, but then we can come tomorrow or yesterday. We can say my biggest frustration, and I even told you, I said, I actually literally don't even want to talk to you the rest of the day if you can't even repeat back what I told you. Because if you can't repeat back what I told you, clearly you ain't fucking listening. And honestly, I don't want to talk to somebody who doesn't listen.
I want to say my response and say what I should have said. So my response was, this is good. Now we're learning.
Dude,
my response was,
hold on. I have to turn the it's hot in here. And I got to turn the heat down. I'm burning my balls.
You have the heat on?
Well, it's kind of always on.
Time out, everyone.
It's kind of always on, but now that we're getting so damn heated.
Time out, everyone.
Do we have time out?
Yeah. I thought I was nervous, but
you're sweating
too.
It's
getting a little hot in here. Well, you're also watching two people professionally fight.
Okay. I want to tell you my response and then tell me what I should have said. Okay. But in the moment, I was like, I cannot hear you. And I was literally saying it like this because I want to stay calm. I'm trying. So I'm like, I cannot hear you, anything you're saying right now. Everything you're saying is like frustrating me. So I can't say anything. I can't talk about it anymore. That's what I said, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. What should I have said?
Tell me. You tell me.
No, I'm asking you so I can learn.
Well, we just taught the lesson.
Tell me for that fight and what I said, what should I have said?
Okay, so the lesson we just taught, I'm going to repeat it in that context.
Yeah, say it.
Because my contention was, yo, you didn't hear what I said because you're answering the exact opposite of what I just told you.
That's what you said. That was your response.
Yeah, so hold on. So my then next one is like, can you repeat back to me what I told you I wanted? Just tell me. We don't have to conversate. We don't have to have any I didn't want to have a conversation about it.
Just so you know, that was not the way to respond to me in that moment because that fired me up more.
Okay. So you want the line?
I just want you to respond to say right now how I should have responded.
Yeah. I got to give him the context.
I know, but all that was not okay. So I don't want to tell anyone to act like that because I felt like you were nitpicking me on what I said.
Okay, so what you should have said was...
after I said that, what should I have said?
Okay, you're not feeling heard, Keith? Let me repeat back to you what you said so that way you're feeling heard. That's what I was requesting in the moment. And I'm like, how is this so hard to understand?
I told you I couldn't hear you, though. That was the thing. I was like, I can't hear anything you're saying. I'm so frustrated.
But the answer's still the same thing I was asking for back then.
Yeah.
In the moment, and that is just repeat what I told you so I know you heard me.
Yeah. So for next time.
Next time.
Because that didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
I know. And you responded just right now as you just did then. And it was like, set me off.
Yeah, but it's the same answer.
So that's how I should have responded. And it would have diffused everything.
I think it's the default pull the parachute answer that I just gave them. And that is repeat back what the person's saying. Because that means they feel heard.
Right. So now we're giving good pointers for everyone else.
And us.
What not to do and what to do moving forward.
What is not to do?
I hated the way you responded to me, and you hated what I had said, that I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be heard, but I also wanted to be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the...
I don't know, man. We just kept going and going and going, and then that fight itself is totally like scrambled, that we were still working through those logistics.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's at fault. It doesn't really matter who's at fault. I just don't want it to be handled that time.
Let's break it down so we can learn, and then the people can learn with us. I said something.
I would love to have a third party present for that. So.
Well, no, but whether I'm right or wrong or whatever.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong.
If we don't remember it correctly, let's just play it out. I said, wouldn't this be cool?
Yeah.
And your response was, no, that wouldn't be cool, or why would that be cool? Or like it was a real questioning, something to that extent, right? No?
I'm just, I'm still working through that.
Yeah, but
so
what was your response? Maybe it's that way I can know. Because maybe in the moment I didn't hear you.
I don't know. I honestly was trying to get ready, and that was the main thing on my mind, and you wanted to talk about something else, and I just was like, frustrated already.
Yeah.
And the comment itself was triggering, so I just wanted to leave it at where it was, and we can talk about it later. Yeah. You wanted to talk about it right then and there, and kept going, and that's how we fight. You keep going, and I'm like, retreat, and you're like, no, I'm gonna die on this hill. Like,
I'll always die on that hill.
That is usually how we fight. That whole situation, and it kind of carries on to what we fight about, and it's like kind of like an ongoing thing that we're working through. Yeah. So when I work through it, I'll let you know.
Yeah. So in the future, for both of us and for you guys listening, as much as you want to defend yourself in the moment. Yeah. Like I look at our example and I thought I acted perfectly.
Yeah, I definitely don't, obviously.
Yeah, I know, but that's why we got to sit with the wizard and analyze it.
Third party.
But if we're saying the perfect scenario, how to handle this is if somebody says something and the other person doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't like the topic, feels insecure about the topic, defensive about the topic, disagrees about the topic, whatever about the topic. Okay. In that moment, the line to say is, I want you to feel heard. So I'm going to repeat back to you what you said so you know you were heard, but I can't talk about this anymore. Okay. So in the moment, I was saying, please repeat back to me. I was begging you, please repeat back to me what I said. Please, I don't actually want to have a conversation. I didn't want to have a conversation.
I know that was later on you were saying that. But in the moment, that's a good thing to remember, because then it diffuses everything. But on whoever else's end, your end, you got to leave it at that too.
If I would have got you to say that, that's all I needed. Because once you did that, I dropped it.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all know next time.
So if the perfect scenario is somebody says something, the other person doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't like it, is feeling rather defensive, and I think we should use the defensiveness as the trigger to go, oh fuck, I'm getting defensive here.
Why am I?
I wonder why I'm getting, what am I defending? Like, what am I trying to protect here? And it's obvious when you're outside and you're not the defensive one, what they're trying to protect. Like, if I get defensive, it's probably super obvious to you. Why? No?
Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I'll ask you. I'll ask the questions.
Yeah. So I think it's always really obvious to me.
Well, I think you think it's obvious too.
It
There we go.
definitely
Here we go.
appears
Third
obvious.
party, please.
Yeah, I think it appears obvious.
It does appear obvious
in the
to
moment,
you, and it's not. So
yeah.
I think asking questions, staying calm, saying like you said, I heard you say this, but I can't talk about it right now. Or I love that.
I lost my shit, which means I lost.
Yes.
I lost my emotional control, which means I lost control. I lost, and I'm still working through when you do what you do that pisses me off. Why it sends me to it just sends me to a whole other orbit.
We literally are like real good all day, and this one little thing, then we got to figure out that's what we're working on.
Yeah,
is like we go from 0 to 100 instantly.
Yeah,
it's quick.
Oh, bro,
and then I can't talk to you all night.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
It's
and we got to figure out what that is. But like we said in the beginning, like once you figure that out and you grow together, you'll be even better.
But here's what's
than divorcing, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a new level of buy-in. Like, okay, here's what it is. This is what it is. We talk about blue flame. Blue flame is the purest flame possible. It's the hottest, and everybody wants a blue flame love. They because blue flame means, fuck, I accept you for everything. But when you and I, we keep expressing what we want to each other. And we're not holding back. We're like, no, I want this.
Yep.
Okay, well, cool. If I think my attitude should be, if you want something, why wouldn't I bend over everything to try and help you get it? Like, I be your biggest fan, your biggest support, your biggest fucking cheerleader. And if I can be the one to fulfill it, I want to fulfill it.
Yeah.
If you really believe that about me, you would be like, holy shit, like this guy really loves me. And if I felt that from you, I'd be like, holy shit, that guy loves me. But what's happening, the closer we get, the more we're actually seeing each other for who we really are. Mm-hmm. Because we're being more vulnerable with each other. Because the more I'm letting you in, the more I'm seeing your flaws, and the more you let me in, the more you're seeing my flaws. And so the reason why it gets to this crescendo, because we're saying, wait a second, now I'm seeing fucking all of it. And some people divorce when they see all of it because they're like, I can't handle that. That's just too much. And self-delusion is the sneakiest kind, because you don't know you're deceiving yourself. And there's shit I've told myself that is not true. It's a total fucking lie, and it's causing me to not experience who I could be. Yep. And same. And same. Okay. you're everyone's a self-deluder. So when we see each other, we go, that's fucking who Jesse is. If you can get past that, here's what I believe you're actually saying on a soul level. I accept all that too. Mm-hmm. I accept all that too. And it's so scary, because what if eventually you want something I can't give you? What if you reveal yourself as something I go, I don't fucking like that?
Yeah, that's the scary
Because
part
what's happened is most people, we're liars.
Yeah.
Humans are liars. And fuck, who I had to be to get you is probably very different than who I am now.
Oh man, I don't even know that. This person, that person, or
But a lot of people put on these fake things of who they are.
Yep.
So that, like, when I meet somebody who actually like there's a level of me that you actually don't like. There's the coyote wearing short one, loud mouth, high as fuck guy. You go.
I was gonna say the high guy. Yeah, not my favorite.
You go, not my favorite.
Nope.
But there are humans out there that love that about me, and it's so soothing, and it feels so good. They celebrate me for my weirdness. Whereas
a lot of them have a pee-pee too.
And not.
Okay.
There's vaginas and peepees that like Keith for my craziness. Mm-hmm. They like my weirdness. And the more I reveal my weirdness is more who I am, the more that you go, ooh, that's not my favorite piece.
Yeah.
It makes somebody go, well, when you're courageous enough to share who you are and somebody doesn't like it, the courage is like, well, they didn't have to like it.
Well, I have a respect level there for that, though.
Yes, you do.
So I respect you.
But what happens is the more you start to become, and same with you, the more you're being who you are and stepping up into, dude, this last year, you went from, I'd rather not be on camera to, hey, hurry the fuck up, let's get the show on the road.
That's literally was today.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, because this is what you get to do, come in here and do the show.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too now.
And this is with age, we start to like kind of settle into who we are and start to like embrace who we are and love who we are.
And love who we are, yeah.
And if like, well, I love hippie Keith.
Yeah.
There's a hippie side of me that could literally live in a van and surf and smoke weed and
not deal with any woman's bullshit ever again.
Who would want that?
Exactly.
But I go, yeah, but that sounds like freedom, but it also has its bondage. So this is why these extra heaps of grace are like, okay, so Jessie is figuring out who she is. I'm figuring out who I am. Well, fuck, dude. There needs to be a lot of grace there.
Yeah.
Because you're going to say and do some really stupid shit in figuring out who you are. And the reason I know that is because I've said and done some really stupid shit in figuring out who I am.
And you're like a million years older than me, so.
I'm a million years older, so I've had way longer experience at this. Way longer. So this is why I believe that so many people in the midlife, they actually start to fall in love with who they are, and their partner's like, I'm not exactly sure about this new guy, and doesn't celebrate or accept it.
You weren't him when I met you.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, dude, the guy who you met couldn't hold a candle to who I am now.
Yeah.
But there's also this other piece of me that has caused me to be so bold in who I am and say who the fuck I am and say what I believe and have 17 million, listeners on our podcast go, I'm not sure. That's fucking crazy. So what I'm saying is the older we get, the more you love me for who I am, the more who I am comes out. And it might be a piece that you don't love.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
It's frustrating, but I have a respect level for it.
Yeah.
And you the same for me in discovering or letting me figure out, like, I like to go out dancing. I like to have some drinks. Like, that's not your favorite thing to do. You like to do it because I get happy with me. And same for me, for you. Like, I'll do things with you. I'm like, well, look how happy he is. So it's a respect level. It's a level of love that has to be there. Yeah. That foundation of love to just let you do you. And you're like, well, fuck, that guy's high as balls. Not my favorite, but you go do you. I'll see you in a little bit after.
It's this ability to truly accept somebody for who they are, which is why the next level becomes so joyous.
I think I'm good at that anyways for anyone. I like people for who they are, but I have to have a relationship with you, which makes it harder.
Which is why you get more controlling because you want me to be a certain way.
Well, I'm
the same for you. I want to control some of the things you do because I want you to be the way I want you to be, and that's not fair.
That's true.
It's not fair. But
it's not fair.
It is what it's that's the struggle between couples.
Yep.
They're growing older. The reason why we're not divorced is very simple. We have a coach who will help us see what the other person isn't seeing.
Yep.
And if you don't have a coach, you're absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like insane.
That's the only reason why we're together. Still
to this day.
Yep.
And some people I think would be like ashamed of that. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's the
only... No, because we wouldn't be here. We'd be another statistic, Statistic.
A statistic? We'd be another statistic for sure. The reason why we talk about it a lot is because I think people don't understand it's normal for we're two literally grown adults.
Very different people.
Roommates.
Yeah, that live together.
That's fucking...
Raising kids together with different opinions.
Different everything.
Exactly.
And yet, the reason why the buy-in, I think you and I said it one time when we were having lunch, and this was like 2 or 3 years ago, we're like, if people actually knew how to get through this, what they would taste on the other side would be so sweet. And it's why we have had such seasons of sweetness. Like, it's like, fuck, it does feel like heaven being married to you most of the time.
Yeah. We're in it right now.
Yeah, we're
in it.
Yeah.
We're learning each other again.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. But it's more like
I just had a thought.
But here's why it's sweeter. Mm-hmm. You bought in more.
Yes.
I go, oh shit, you are this, and this too? Along with this good stuff, you still have this. Mm-hmm. I accept.
I think too that I don't know if I said this last time, but if you know that that's going to happen, it feels like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to fight, if you know you're going to learn, I'm going to change again. And you are too. And at different times. Mm-hmm. If you know that forever, that's relationships. And to be open to change and open to what's to come, mm-hmm. It'll be better. The roller coaster will get higher and higher and higher.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you're not like, is this the end? Can I do it? You're just like, okay, we're learning each other again.
Yeah.
Then you have less angst about it.
I went from, holy fuck, why is she this way? Maybe she's the wrong person.
Just last night.
No.
About our little fight, didn't you say? And then
No. This was 6 months or a year ago.
Mm-hmm. That too.
To where now I go, wait a second. No. Calling it quits on this would be the stupidest thing fucking ever, because mm-hmm. we are a winning team that keeps winning championships. We just have some fucking inner squad squabble from time to time, and that's just egos flaring up and saying, hey, fuck you, don't pet my snake backwards, blah, blah, blah. Last night I was frustrated that you have this blind spot. It wasn't like I'm tired of dealing with the blind spot. No, I'm in.
But I think you were saying, can I deal with this blind spot forever if it doesn't change?
No, I know I can.
Okay.
I'm bought in that I'm going to have to the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that because I understand the sweetness. I'm still not happy about it.
I'm super sweet, huh?
Yeah, the sweetness of the victory.
I'm such a Sour Patch Kid.
You are, dude. But here's the thing is, like, I go, wait a second. I don't like dealing with this. Mm-hmm. And the Wake Up Warrior stack I'm going to put a link in the notes. I got to get a link from Garrett to be able to send out. If you're not stacking, you're crazy. And when I stack, and it's simply just a prompt to help you see. I call reframe, and I call
how mad you are.
Seeing around the corner. Because when I see a certain thing, I go, I can't see anything else. You're not going to convince me to see anything else.
Exactly.
But then when I put it in there, I go, shit, like, so I'm mad at you at your blind spots, mm-hmm. and I want to pick at you at your blind spots, and I want to prove to you have them.
Yeah, you do that.
But you already know you have them. Even though you can't see them, you know you have them because I'm talking about them all the time.
Sure.
But rather than make fun of you and go, you got a blind spot, you dum-dum, it's like, well, yeah, but that's your teammate. And you need her to not be blind. And the less blind she is, the better you guys are going to be. And actually, the more joy you're going to experience in this life.
Nailed it.
So I always tell people, don't do this like your life depends on it, because your life doesn't depend on it. But your quality of life does. Do it like the quality of your life depends on it, because so now I'm like, okay, what's the solution? How do I help Jessie see this so that she can stop this, mm-hmm. stop doing this, or
we can learn to work together with whatever.
It's always, there's got to be more grace. Like, I don't think, oh, fuck, this is over, this is done, she's stupid. I don't know what you think. Maybe you go back and forth in your head. But I feel that way. Go, what am I going to go get?
I know, I think that too. I'm like, that's crazy.
Could I find somebody that's quote unquote more compatible in certain areas? Yes.
But then the other ones, or I'd miss this, and then why? And then learn all over again somebody?
But what's the fucking back end?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so there's front end, somebody celebrates me and they think I'm fucking awesome. Okay, I am awesome. They're right. But what bullshit do I got to put up with them? So it's kind of like this realization for me that's like, would there be people that I could be with where it would be easier? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe for a little bit, because new car smell is always new car smell.
Smells so good.
But what bullshit are they hiding that I don't know yet?
Yep.
That only comes out in a real relationship? Dude, it's like you're going to give up a 95%
Yep.
for what?
Exactly.
For what?
Exactly.
I'm not going to do it for pussy.
Right.
That to me, there's a game way, and I talk about this with Garrett and the guys all the time. I'm like, there's a game above pussy. And a lot of guys listening to this are like, I just want the pussy. I want my wife's pussy.
That's because that bucket is completely bone dry.
It's bone dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once you fill it up and it's overflowing and it's abundant, you're like, okay, well, it's not just about the pussy.
Exactly.
It's about this other stuff. And frankly, the other stuff is actually harder than the fucking pussy. So it's...
Look at us working out our shit online.
My God, dude. So if you guys can take any hope from this, it's this.
Basically just fought in our podcast.
Every relationship is going to have its fucking issues.
Yeah.
And actually working through them, I got to say this with a big caveat. I got to breathe deeply here because there's some guys that are in relationships that 100%, and there's some ladies in relationships that 100% need to like bounce.
Get out, yeah. That's true.
But I don't know that most people have actually spent 90 days becoming the best version of themselves to where they actually know. I know what an A+ version of me looks like on you.
Yeah.
Like how you respond to that.
Yes.
And there's still times where it's just like, But I'm as good as I'm getting. I'm going to get a little bit leaner and I'm going to get a lot richer.
What about your personality?
That's 11 out of 10 already.
Not when we fight, mister. That's not true.
Yeah. So
what does the wizard say? Our best selves and then our what is it?
My least favorite part of you?
Yeah, but like in our stress, how we react to things in our stress and how we react to things when we're good.
Yeah.
It's like you're a 7, and how 7s react under stress is like
total dickhead.
And that is 100% you. When you're under stress, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Well, don't cause me stress.
Asshole. That felt good.
Yeah, call me an asshole.
Asshole.
Yeah, well, quit causing me stress and I don't have to be an
Nah.
asshole. Yeah. So
Then you'd be so bored.
I know. That is something I actually thought about this morning when I was
Why
on
do you
my
think
walk.
we've lasted this long?
Well, it's like
You're obsessed with me.
I certainly acted that way on your birthday.
I know you were. That was so fun.
Well, it was so fun to see you shine.
Yeah.
And I am really your biggest fan. You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
What?
Most of the time.
Yeah, most time.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're my biggest fan.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. And it's working through that. So the payoff at the end of it is like there's a new level of buy-in.
Yeah.
So like it's like a new level when you experience a new level of discipline in your life and there's a new standard that you actually live up to. There's a sweet satisfaction to it that nobody really knows unless they've done it.
Exactly.
And that's actually what's on the other side if you stay in the fire and let it have its perfect work on you.
It burns too.
Blue flame.
Hopefully we'll get there.
Maybe one day. With that being said, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay, you got to see us working through it. And if you got anything out of this show, share it. Don't be a nerd. Spread the word. And if you are a woman and you are wanting us to coach you on how to become the best version of you for you in your relationship, we have now opened that up.
Yeah, or like let go resentment or get a better relationship. And we just got a question I loved that how do I get my wife, like he's doing all the things, but she's like having a hard time getting over their old relationship. So I love to help in that area too, because that's exactly what we went through. Yeah,
we're going to be kicking that off here in a few weeks, but we want to make sure that as soon as you hear this, that you reach out to me on my DMs or Jesse's in her DMs. I am at Keith Yackey on Instagram. You are at JessieJoy1111. 1111. Reach out to us and say, hey, I want to be a part of this coaching program. It's going to be 8 weeks. It's going to be $3,000 for this first group of ladies, $3,000 for 8 weeks, and we're going to coach you through really what it is that you're going to go through. It's going to be very hands-on, very different. This will not be the price moving over forever. Our guys coaching is the investment's higher.
It's because it's new and fresh.
But this is, we are big believers of, we want to know you, we want to understand you, and we want to make sure that we offer the highest amount of value. We've had over 300 guys go through our other program with stunning results, and we're not about to let you ladies down either. And a lot of you guys reach out and go, hey man, how do I get my husband involved? Well, here's how you can get your husband involved. We're going to show you how to become the most attractive version of you for you, and you bring that light into your house and let him go, holy shit, who is this and what's going on? And that might take a little faith from you, but we figured it out, and we want to share that with you as well. Yeah, you're going to
talk to some ladies.
Yeah, talk to some ladies.
It's going to be ladies' night.
We're going to be doing it together.
Yeah, because you need a man and woman's perspective. As I jump on the men's call. Yeah. They're like, Jesse, can I get a woman's perspective? But so for the ladies to ask a man, and a high value man, that wasn't a compliment.
Yeah, no, I don't need compliments. I'm good.
Boom.
Boom. All right. Hey, share the show. Reach out to us if you want coaching. For you guys, for you men, you need coaching. I don't care how good you think your relationship is. You and I both know that there are times you're like, fuck this lady, and what do? Well, it's because you lack the tools and you lack the understanding and the training on how to overcome that, sit in the pocket, and enjoy the burn so that you can get the big payoff. So you can reach out to me as well and say, I'm ready to get coached up, Yaki. I'm ready to fucking do this. And last but not least, and it pretty much goes without saying, keep crushing it. That shit is contagious.